Hey, Washington Commanders fans. The news I'm about to share is yet another hard blow to our defense, which is already in shambles. Get ready because one of our most important defensive leaders has just been suspended by the NFL, and that's not all. I'll show you in detail the behind the scenes of everything that happened. I know, it's unbelievable. Stick around until the end because I will explain all the details of this suspension, the impact it will have on our upcoming game against the Lions, and what it means for the rest of our nightmare season. And before I continue, subscribe to the channel now and hit the like button because only here you'll find the most honest and unfiltered analyses about the Commanders. Activate the notification bell so you don't miss any updates about this situation that's heating up. The Washington Commanders will be without one of their most important defensive leaders in Week 10. And this is terrible news for a team that is already struggling to remain competitive. According to Adam Schefter, the renowned ESPN journalist specializing in the NFL, linebacker Frankie Luvu has been suspended for one game without pay for repeated violations of NFL safety rules. The league announced the decision on Monday night, and the suspension stems from an illegal tackle during Washington's loss to the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday night. This was Luvu's third infraction of the season, which led the NFL to impose a harsher punishment this time. The NFL determined that Luvu's tackle in the first quarter of Sunday night's game violated league rules, which specifically prohibit using hip drop techniques to take down a ball carrier. The league's statement was very clear in citing Rule 12, Section 2, Article 18, which forbids grabbing the runner with one or both hands or wrapping them up with both arms, and then shedding the weight by twisting and lowering the hips or lower body, landing and controlling the runner's legs at or below the knee. It's a rule the league has emphasized a lot lately to protect player safety, and Luvu has unfortunately violated it repeatedly. The Commanders veteran had already been fined for similar infractions in weeks 4 and 8, which led the NFL to impose a harsher punishment this time. The recurrence was the determining factor for the suspension. Luvu, as expected, plans to appeal the suspension in hopes that it will be reduced or even overturned. But if the suspension stands, he will lose the payment for the Week 10 game, amounting to $500 out of $333. That's a significant amount that underscores the financial impact of these violations on players. As a fan, I understand the league's concern for safety, but it's frustrating to lose such an important player over a rule that still generates a lot of debate. Luvu's absence will be a significant blow to Washington's defense, which is already facing serious problems with injuries to key players. The linebacker has been one of the most reliable defenders for the Commanders this season, and replacing him won't be easy due to his versatility on the field. In 9 games this season, Luvu recorded 50 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 passes deflected, and 3 pressures on the quarterback. Those numbers show how much he contributes in various areas of the defense. Losing this production against a physical offense like the Detroit Lions in Week 10 will make this challenge even harder for our team. Comment below if you think we will really miss him a lot. While awaiting the outcome of Luvu's appeal, the Commanders will likely rely on Jordan McGee to play alongside Bobby Wagner in the linebacker corps when they face the Detroit Lions. McGee is a young, promising talent finally getting more opportunities, but replacing Luvu's experience and aggression is a monumental task. Luvu's aggressive playing style has been a hallmark of his performance, but it has also placed him at the center of the NFL's growing concerns about player safety. The league has emphasized hip drop tackling this season, applying harsher penalties for repeat offenders, and unfortunately, Luvu fits that profile. For the Commanders, it's yet another setback in a season already filled with injuries, suspensions, and bad luck. It seems that nothing is going right for us this year. As we try to remain competitive in the season's final stretch, we are hit with another negative news that further weakens our defense. It's frustrating to watch the team sink, and week after week, a new adversity arises to make things even harder. As a fan, all we want is to see the team play decent football and show some hope for the future. But with each passing day, it becomes harder to believe that will happen. Now, the news I'm about to share is about the injury of our quarterback, Jayden Daniels, and a bombshell statement from Coach Dan Quinn that will make you think a lot. He took full responsibility for what happened to Daniels, and his words are strong and direct. Stay until the end because I will analyze this statement, the impact in the locker room, and what this means for the future of our season, which seems to be hanging by a thread. There's a huge fear that the Washington Commanders may have lost their starting quarterback, Jayden Daniels, for the rest of the season after he dislocated his elbow at the end of that humiliating loss to the Seattle Seahawks last Sunday. As a fan, my heart is heavy with this situation. The team is having an awful season and is struggling mightily to win games. The current streak of 3 consecutive losses threatens to completely undermine our playoff chances, which possibly explains why Coach Dan Quinn kept his quarterback on the field, even with such a large score deficit. It's a decision that sparked plenty of controversy, and now Quinn is addressing it. The Seahawks were leading 38-7 with just over 7.5 minutes left in the game when our former LSU star, Jayden Daniels, decided to try for a touchdown. Instead, he encountered the relentless resistance of opposing linebacker Drake Thomas, who brought him down hard to the ground. In attempting to brace for the fall, Jayden Daniels' left arm got caught in the turf and bent back in a frightening way. Now his left elbow is dislocated, and the concern is that he could be out for the rest of the season. It's a sight no fan wants to see, especially with such a promising player like Daniels. Quinn has faced, and rightly so, much criticism for his decision to keep his quarterback on the field in that situation, especially with such a large deficit to overcome and victory already out of reach. But he finally spoke out about it at a press conference, and his words were impactful. The head coach said the following, and I quote, "I know many of you have been asking about the reasoning behind Jayden's participation in that situation, and I understand. Honestly, I've been thinking about it nonstop, and for me, the answer is, man, I missed the opportunity. The blame is 100% mine." It's a strong statement from a coach who takes full responsibility for what happened. Dan Quinn's statement is a huge weight, and it shows the pressure he is feeling. The 55-year-old coach recalled that play should have been the last for Jayden Daniels and the other starters on the field. However, in hindsight, Quinn agrees that they could have been substituted much earlier, avoiding unnecessary risk. It is an admission of error that, although late, is important for transparency and for the relationship with the fans. As a fan, I appreciate the honesty, but one wonders why this decision wasn't made in the heat of the moment when our quarterback's health was at stake. Comment below if you think this statement is enough to ease the situation. Jayden Daniels' injury deeply shook the Commanders' locker room. When Jayden Daniels lay on the field with his left arm bent to the side, a deafening silence fell over Northwest Stadium. It was a moment of shock and sadness for everyone. While many of his teammates knelt in prayer or despair, veteran tight end Zach Ertz was visibly shaken with tears in his eyes. His words, quoted by John Keim, sum up the sentiment of the entire team. "I'm devastated. I care so much more about Jayden as a person than as a player. He's phenomenal, one of the best in the league. He meant a lot to me. Seeing him like this, suffering, is very hard. Football is a tough sport, a physical sport. Seeing injuries like this is very sad." Zach Ertz's statement shows how much Jayden Daniels is loved and respected within the locker room. The Super Bowl champion expressed the same feelings as his teammates when they saw their star quarterback suffer such a terrible injury. Regardless of what the future holds for them this season, no athlete would wish for another to go through something like this. It's a moment of unity and genuine concern for a teammate's health. Daniels' injury is not just a tactical or roster issue, it's an emotional blow for the entire group, which sees one of its leaders and greatest talents sidelined so brutally. The Commanders' season may have come to an end following the loss of Jayden Daniels. This is the harsh reality we must face. The Washington Commanders will have to wait until Wednesday or Thursday to know the full extent of Jayden Daniels' injury when the MRI results become available. Many speculate that he is likely out for the season, and that is a very real possibility. Even if he tries to come back, there may not be much to save this season. We have already lost 4 games in a row and do not have a particularly favorable schedule ahead. It's a bleak scenario for us fans. In addition to Daniels' injury, John Keim added in his article that star cornerback Marshawn Lattimore tore his ACL and that receiver kick returner Luke McCaffrey fractured his collarbone. It's a true epidemic of injuries that is plaguing our team. With the string of serious injuries they have faced this season, it's unlikely that the situation will improve in the coming weeks. It would be wise for the management to sit the starting quarterback, even if he is able to return, as it is unlikely they will make the playoffs. It's not worth risking the career of such a promising player in a season that is already lost. Dan Quinn's decision to take responsibility is an important step, but it doesn't erase the frustration of seeing our quarterback injured in an avoidable situation. Now, the team needs to regroup, protect its players, and begin to plan for the future. The 2025 season is becoming a painful learning year, and Jayden Daniels' health must be the top priority. As a fan, I just want to see the team making the right decisions to ensure our future is bright, even if the present is bleak. Now, I want to know your honest and unfiltered opinion on this situation. Do you think Dan Quinn's statement of taking 100% of the blame is enough for you as a fan, or do you still feel frustrated with the decision to keep him on the field? And more importantly, do you believe the Commanders' season is really over with Jayden Daniels' injury, or is there still a glimmer of hope? Please respond in the comments, because this discussion could reveal a lot about what the fans truly expect from the management at this critical moment.